For the project, how is working?
Yes. So welcome to the GNOME 3.6 release party. I'm Mathieu Briton, and we'll talk a bit about GNOME first, what it is as a project, where it is, and where it's going. And then Mart will talk to you about the extensions possibilities of GNOME. So what is GNOME? Is it working? What is GNOME? Oh, it's all manual. Doesn't work.
It's the resolution is too small, I think. To
Can I just change it then?
maybe if you want to zoom out in browser.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hold Control and then scroll down. Yeah, does that work?
Is it still readable for everybody?
Yes.
Small enough, okay. Perfect. Okay, so what is GNOME? It's not this one that I'm going to be talking about. Actually, I don't even know if you guys in Hong Kong know about garden gnomes.
Yeah.
No?
They travel.
I taste them.
Yeah, they travel, no? Especially the French ones.
We have so many titles.
Okay, well anyway, that's probably more of a Western thing than please ignore. I'm going to talk to you about this GNOME, which again in one line have taken. It's really good, it's really good. GNOME is a... are you all familiar with GNOME here? No, yes?
Yes,
You can talk.
Custom environment.
Yes. It's a, I'd say GNOME is a community that makes free software. One of the things they do is a desktop environment. They make applications, and they kind of work throughout the whole stack, not just in the desktop parts. I think one thing that is important is GNOME's goals. GNOME's goal, I like to take that quote from William John McCann, who's kind of the architect of GNOME 3, you could say. He thinks the goal of GNOME is to offer freedom to anyone who wants it. I think that's a very nice goal. Thank you. To offer freedom to anyone who wants it. Obviously, freedom, we're talking about free software, not talking about liberating people out of the jail. That's free software, that's what GNOME does. And I'd like to decompose a bit that quote in parts that I think are important to us. Freedom. Everybody in this room, I suppose, is interested in free software. That's a big part of what GNOME does. GNOME is free. It's free software. It's based on a free software stack, Linux, everything, the glibc, etc. What GNOME produces is free. Traditionally, the libraries made by GNOME are all LGPL v2+. Traditionally, that's not always true. The applications are GPL v2+. Same, it's usually, but in any case, it's all free always. It's really a strong focus of GNOME. And, well, historically, I don't know if you're familiar. Hello, thanks for being late and interrupting me. Historically, I don't know if you're all familiar with how GNOME came to be, but there was one, basically, desktop environment for Linux. It was KDE, which is still based on Qt. And at the time, Qt had a not entirely free license. It's okay, where's it from? So some people were not happy with having a free desktop environment based on non-free toolkit, Qt. So they created GNOME, GTK as a toolkit, to have a really free desktop environment. So, I mean, if it was created for that, it really shows that GNOME has a strong goal, is passionate about free software and wants to do free software. The second part of that quote that I think is important is to offer freedom to anyone. That's a really strong focus of GNOME. GNOME tries to be inclusive. GNOME is really wants everybody to be able to use the software. You can use GNOME, I wrote, without, no matter your wealth. GNOME is free. You can download it from the internet as long as you have a computer. That's the minimum requirement if you want to use computer environment. You can use GNOME. You don't have to pay for very expensive licenses. You don't have to ask permission. You can just go ahead and download it and start using it. You can use GNOME no matter your computer skills. Might not be entirely true because it's not always easy to install it. It's not always easy to figure out a few things, but that's really a goal of GNOME, to be usable by everyone. To be simple for everybody, even the non-geeks. Because of course we always figure out how to compile that stuff, but well, my mom's using GNOME and she's really happy with it. It works for her. And that's really, yeah, she knows nothing. Nothing. Huh?
She loves you, though.
She does you.
Yeah, of course. But no, she's happy with it. It works. It does what she wants, and so there's really a strong focus of GNOME to be usable by everybody who's not a geek, who doesn't have those skills. No matter your language. That's GNOME is translated in many languages. GNOME tries to be available to everybody. I mean, we had GNOME Asia in Hong Kong a few months ago. Because really GNOME is an international community. It wants to be for everybody in the world. GNOME 3.6, we'll talk about it later on, but is a major milestone towards that specific goal of being used everywhere in the world. No matter your physical abilities, GNOME has a strong focus on accessibility, to be able to be used by blind people, by people with a motor disability. I'll talk about it more when I present the features as well. GNOME 3.6 has a lot of work done towards accessibility and should really provide a much better experience to people who need it. The last part of that quote, to anybody who wants it,